YAML. AWS Job Definitions Description. Job definitions are the blueprints for running containerized applications on Amazon. Elastic Container Service (ECS). They define the resources, configuration, and dependencies required for a specific task. Prerequisites: an AWS account with the necessary permissions to create and manage ECS resources. An ECS cluster where your jobs will be executed. Use cases: running background tasks that need to be executed regularly, such as data processing or scheduled reports. Scheduling tasks to run at specific times or intervals, like daily backups or automated testing. Deploying applications and services to ECS, ensuring consistency and reproducibility across deployments. Steps: create a job definition. Use the AWS CLI, AWS SDK, or the ECS console to create a new job definition. Provide a unique name for your job definition. Specify container image. Define the container image that will be used to run your task. This image should contain the necessary software and dependencies for your application. Define resources. Specify the amount of CPU and memory resources required for the container to run smoothly. Define environment variables. Set environment variables for your container. These variables can be used to configure your application and provide it with sensitive information. Run the job. Once you've defined the job definition, you can run the job by launching a task using the job definition as a template. Challenges and fixes: job definition not found. Verify job definition name. Double-check the name of the job definition you are referencing, ensuring it's spelled correctly and case-sensitive. Check if the job definition exists in the specified region. Ensure that the job definition is present in the AWS region where you are trying to run the task. Container image not found. Check image availability. Verify that the container image exists in the specified image repository and is accessible to ECS. Ensure the image is publicly accessible or has proper permissions if the image is private. Make sure ECS has the necessary permissions to pull it. Insufficient resources. Increase CPU memory. Adjust the CPU and memory allocation for your container within the job definition to meet the requirements of your application. Check cluster capacity. Verify that the ECS cluster has enough available resources to accommodate your task. Job execution failed. Check container logs. Examine the logs from the failed container to identify the root cause of the failure. This could include errors in your application code, dependency issues, or resource limitations. Verify environment variables. Double-check that the environment variables defined in your job definition are correct and meet the requirements of your application. Inspect health checks. Review the container health checks defined in your job definition. If your application is not meeting the health check criteria, the task might be considered unhealthy and terminated. Job timeout. Increase timeout. Extend the timeout value for the job definition to allow enough time for your task to complete. Analyze job execution time. Investigate why the job is exceeding the timeout limit. This might indicate performance issues in your application or resource constraints. Job termination. Check termination reason. Examine the reason for job termination in the ECS event logs. Common causes include insufficient resources, health check failures, or exceeding resource limits. Investigate potential issues based on the termination reason. Investigate any underlying problems in your application. Job definition, or ECS cluster configuration.